You go down on one of these waves, it's all of your nightmares coming true. You're not able to focus on much but surviving that moment. If I pop up unconscious, is someone gonna be there to take my body out of the impact zone? Knowing that you have someone like Kurtis who's strong enough and fit enough to be able to come in and manhandle your body onto the ski or the sled and get you out of there, it's huge.
My name is Kurtis Chong Kee. I'm a water safety driver out at Maui.
It's not just you going out and risking it all for a wave anymore. Like, you want to have a team, and in big waves, it's someone on a jet ski oftentimes watching over you, like full guardian angel style.
He is a guardian angel out there for sure.
Kurtis to me is, you know, he's not only like a guardian angel, he's a provider. He has a big family he provides for and protects. A waterman is somebody who is able to provide off the ocean for their family and give back to the ocean. You know, I look up to Kurtis so much as a father figure, like for inspiration and motivation. Like the way he works, he probably works for the city and county and then comes home and provides for his family.
On my full-time job, I'm a wastewater guy. I fix the wastewater lines here for the county of Maui. I got 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. They keep me on my toes at all times. Right out of high school, I worked for Halakla Ranch. I was a cowboy up there, believe it or not. Was in that whole scene, and I had a lot of friends that were really good bull riders. And you know, you hang around with those guys and then, all right, let's jump on a bull and see what happens.
That's who Kurtis was to me growing up, was just a badass local boy who rode bulls. He also grew up riding dirt bikes really well. Him and his brother, very badass dirt bikers.
From a young age, we would ride dirt bikes all the way through high school, after high school, and we raced all around the state and was pretty good at it, you know. Then we jumped on these things and it was just like, we just felt as one, you know. So I think that gave me an edge to what I do as water safety.
That transition out at Peahi was so natural. You know, it happened overnight, and next thing you know, he's top of the totem pole when you look at water safety out there.
Billy was always hiring Kurtis, and you just see who's really good out there, right? And you're like, I want that guy watching me. Just makes you feel that much more confident having someone like Kurtis, with the control he has over the jet ski, the skill he has on the ski, and the experience watching you when you're trying to like do what you're doing at Jaws and trying to push the limit. And in the process of that, you know, like a big wipeout's coming, and so having someone like him watching is like super important.
He's not just out there on the biggest days of the year, you know, he's down there when it's flat. When I see somebody with that connection, there's a lot more faith involved. You know, I know he's passionate about what he does, not only out at Jaws, but just everywhere in the ocean. And that's why, you know, I think we started to work together, and, you know, it's kind of all history from there.
Having kids of my own and running safety for guys that have kids of their own too is just like, it makes my job all that more important, because if I don't get them, that guy's not going home to his family.
You go down on one of these waves and it's all of your nightmares coming true. But it's so intense in the situation that you're not able to focus on much but surviving that moment. You go through the beatdown, you're underwater, you're just focused on getting to the surface. As soon as you hit that surface, there's one thing you want to see, and that's like, in our scenario, it's a Kurtis coming at you with his hand out, you know, or the ski there, sliding the sled and putting it in front of you.
You know, when you have somebody really strong like him and at his size, he can maneuver his jet ski better than anyone, and he also has a hand and a grip that can fly you on a sled much easier than somebody who's 185 pounds, you know?
He is a solid human. I came up and I could barely grab I just remember like I was just seeing stars and I was pretty out of it, and Kurtis just like grabbed me by like the shoulder and just threw me on the sled and got me out of there.
You have to have a really skilled driver to avoid the foam or move the ski maneuver in a way that he's gonna keep it and rev the engine just enough to get to the water and gets the catch and keeps going. And they gotta do all that, get you on the sled with a 10-foot board in probably 15 to 16 seconds because another 25-foot wall of water is coming at you. And the whole thing is, if I pop up unconscious, is someone gonna be there to take my body out of the impact zone? And so knowing that you have someone like Kurtis who's strong enough and fit enough and able on this jet ski to be able to come in and manhandle your body onto the ski or the sled and get you out of there, it's huge. It's huge psychologically because you have so much to think about and battle in your head trying to just go on one of the waves. To be able to eliminate certain things that take up mental processing power, what we're really doing out there is we're all trying to get the wave of our life, right? But all of that entails all these other mental hurdles you got to get over. The possibility of injury, the possibility of death, or you just not getting the wave. And so when you can eliminate certain steps from your mind, like, okay, if something bad happens, Kurtis has hopefully got me. But now I can think about getting blown out of a 25-footer today.
I go out there and I do my thing, and I know before I pedal out that he's there. I can do what I want to do when I have Kurtis in the water. I can just focus on trying to ride the biggest, best wave of my life.
You plan on surfing Jaws, you gotta have safety. It doesn't need to be me, it doesn't need to be my friends, but you gotta be ready. You gotta have safety. You can't just roll up to Jaws, roll up to Nazare, roll up to Mavericks and think you're just gonna jump in and surf the biggest waves in the world and be fine. So you gotta have a game plan. You can't just jump off the rocks thinking you're gonna get one wave and you're gonna be famous. That ain't happening.